Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are taking out the old number 4 Eureka Palisade. This is our Eureka replica. Got the flags up top there. As you can see, everything is as close to actual Eureka as we can get. So there you go. And what we are doing, it is Friday Payday. So there you go. We got some oil barrels. Looks like it's about enough for a full load. Might not be quite there. First time we have done oil barrels. Going for the big money on the drop off today, Friday Payday. But we have not rolled oil barrels out yet. So we'll have to see how this works on the new splines in our new location. I did move the rail slightly closer because I thought it was going to be a sketchy problem. These oil barrels do have to be pretty close. It's definitely not one of the drop-offs where you want to leave some space in there because it does not need the space. You'll just roll the barrels on the ground. And I'm pretty sure these things are like 70, 75 a pop or something. You get 45 per car. So they are worth a fair bit of money to just drop them on the ground, that's for sure. You don't want to do too much of that. Or if we can still jump up on this barrel. Yeah, we sure can. Woohoo. Look how you can stand on it, but you can't see your own legs. But definitely standing on the barrel, so there's that. And we will see if we can get a whole load. I'm not exactly sure. Should have paid more attention. I know we were close. We were in the 90 something, but I don't know what they were. So should be pretty close. I guess maybe one, if it only had 90, we're going to come up like 2 barrels short of a full load or something. But that's okay. The other one I think had 94, which should give us, well, I suppose that should give us 2 extra. We could probably roll them onto the other car or something. I don't know. We'll see if we can get a full load out of this or not. I do have to admit, these are one of my favorite pickups in the whole game. Not only for the amount of money, but the actual ease of loading. It does take a little more time, no doubt about that. But it, there's no cranes, no winches, no anything that you have to do much with. Alright, let's see if we can get that one closed. Should be a full load of 46. That's 40. 43, 44, 45, and oh no, 46. Hopefully we got that shut off and we didn't dump one. I don't know. Looks like we still have 78 in here, so yeah, we should have plenty to fill. I don't know how that happened. What? How is that even possible? And how does this have 94? What? So there was some kind of glitch going on because it wouldn't fill up to 100, but now it's filling up to weird, awkward numbers. I don't know. It's probably dependent on what we have over there, but it is kind of just weird. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe it's just, I don't know, how we're using our stock of stuff, I'm assuming. I know the music doesn't come through much in the recordings, but I definitely hear it when I'm playing. I just have it on quiet, so it's always jamming in the background, so sometimes I do start jamming out to that. I do like the new music that's in the game. That's not to say that I didn't like the old music. I definitely did. I'm one of the I wish we had both. But sadly, it seems like we have lost Heights' soundtrack to the game. Which, you know, okay. I guess the music in the background isn't going to make or break my experience, let's be honest. But, and I really do dig the new stuff. I can't say that enough. It's pretty jammy, even though there's not as much music. I would like to see him at least add a few tracks, because it does seem like there's basically 3 songs, and I don't know if that's accurate or there's more. But whoa, why are we doing that? Sorry, totally apologize. A little bit of a mouse snafu there. Look to the sky. Love the big burn off stacks and how you can hear them. Never shows up on the audio well. I've tried to show that a couple times for players of the game. They know what I'm talking about. But you do hear the stacks burning. So it's one of these times we'll just do some, you know, sounds from RailRoads or something and really come in and crank up the sound effects and that stuff. Most of that I turned down a fair bit because, you know, you jump inside Betsy or the Heisler, and sure all the players know, and even people who don't because they've seen videos with them, right? Those two, some of those locomotives will absolutely blow your ears into tomorrow with, they're pretty loud. I remember the first time I ran the double Heisler setup, and you crank both those things going up the hill, and it is not quiet. Definitely, I'll say that. So, looks like we're going to get a full load here out of everything without having to even try to do anything cute. So, things were just maybe backstocked or backed up because of the numbers just didn't work out for things to keep producing. I'm not exactly sure how that was working and why they weren't both at 100. We did have wood, pipe, and oil over there, so it definitely should have been creating more. But looks like we're going to get a full load here and probably here as well. No, I wonder if we went over. Yeah, I think we lost one. But, oh well. If we only lose one barrel, we're not going to be too sad about that. At least we still have some going on. Barrels, they're just pretty cool. Look, I gotta admit, I even knew, like, when it first started, or not first started, but first saw the oil barrels, I was like, those are kind of goof because they're bright blue like that. But then they actually do have historical accuracy to them. And, you know, they've grown on me, quite frankly. I just like the way they look. So, there we go. Alright, let's see if we can move this here locomotive on down. She definitely pulls hard coming up out of the hole with this much weight. As we all know, Eureka is not a monster puller in any way, shape, or form. Definitely does not appreciate uphill grades. And but I find on flat ground it actually is a pretty hefty puller, does a great job. So we've used a couple of them. I always thought that this is one of the better looking full run locomotives. Train, rolling stock, and locomotive put together, I guess is my point when I say full run train. I just like the, you know, Eureka obviously is one of the better looking locomotives, if not the best outright looking locomotive in the game, and with one of the best looking loads. Again, if not the best looking load in the game with the oil. So, or the oil barrels, if you will. So just one of the best overall looking runs, if you ask me. So we'll take that out and see how much we can get paid for it. I guess we can certainly take a look at how much money we currently have. 24,590. Which, alright. We will see how high that goes. I'm guessing after this load, I know it's 7,000 something, so this should put us, you know, over 30,000, 32,000 something. We'll just have to see how that shakes out. I know the load pays 7,000 something, not exactly sure which or what past that exact, you know, amount is. So this has gotten a little bit ugly because we tried to smooth out the curve, so we might come in here and redo some of that. I know I was thinking about restarting a game to see if we could get better performance, but quite frankly, at this point, I think I've talked to enough people who have tried to restart that I take at their word that it has whatever the little stuttery problem is in the game is more a product of when you get enough track out there and or enough rolling stock and locomotives, or it's maybe just the length of trains, though I'm inclined to think it's more about the number of locomotives, rolling stock, and rail. When you combine that together, you get enough stuff out there, it seems like sooner or later your system starts to have a little bit of a fit on this beta. I would also extend that to say it doesn't really matter what kind of rig you're running it on. I've heard and seen some pretty powerful rigs that just don't deal well with it. Oh, shoot. We may have a track problem. Snap. I don't know if I can even get this thing to stop with this much weight pushing it. Hopefully it comes down to the ground. I totally forgot. This, the start of the bridge spline over here is too long. Yeah, right there. I noticed it last time I came down out of there. I don't think a locomotive will pass this. And maybe it will because maybe this doesn't have a hitbox. Nope, it's going to have a hitbox if I can stand on it. So I don't think the locomotive will get by that. So before we go derail, I'm just going to take care of this quick. If we wait that there, we'll grab this here, grab this here. We won't worry about setting auto angles or anything else. We'll just let the game kind of grab a hold of that. And I could show one side trick that I do is, as you notice, I can come up here and the big pain is you can't attach. And the thing I guess I do with that is you can come right up to where you'd push it, jump up, see when you see that link, snap. And then you can jump, that'll put you on top with the new update that lets us jump through stuff as long as you haven't moved. And then there you go. As you saw, it attached, spring, there you go, track complete. So there's one little trick that I do when I'm laying up to a higher level. If you can at least jump and catch that link, you can go ahead and attach. And now you don't get buried, which is kind of nice. One other thing I had noticed, and I don't know if it works with... Yeah, see, it doesn't. So on the Heisler, if you're at the Heisler controls and you jump with that new update, it would spring you out to the boards, the running boards on the front of the locomotive. They're out on the front of the Heisler out here. If you jump when you're at the controls, it'll jump you through the roof and throw you up there. Does not appear to work with Eureka. but feel free to play around with that if you have a Heisler. It's kind of fun because you can sit there as you're driving along and just like hit the jump button and jump out. Pretty sure it's the Heisler, maybe it's the Class 70, but it was the Heisler. Pretty sure. Not that that couldn't be fixed at any time, but it was kind of groovy. I was gonna actually do it on a video, but I haven't got there yet, so get back out on a rail here. Excuse me. Sorry for the little track replacement bit there, but did have to take care of that. And it was kind of neat because, like I said, at least it got us a chance to show one little trick that I do. I know that sometimes those are a pain, you know, if you have to run all the way around the bridge or put in some fake groundwork to get there or whatever. That might save you a little bit of time, a little bit of hassle. Oh, look at that. The steam is disappearing into the wall. So there's a weirdo glitch, because that steam should obviously be hitting the wall and doing this, not just passing through. So there's a visual glitch, I guess, I'd have to say should be fixed. Not exactly sure where or how they would come off of that fix, but we definitely shouldn't see steam pushing its way through a stone wall, if you will. Alright, why is this thing not just flying? Alright, enough cylinder cocks. Approaching the switch or the intersection, and stop waiting until the last second. Stress you out every time that thing flips, right? The first time you ever flipped one, you're like, whoa, did that just really flip? And then you're just like, it could flip a little sooner. I have noticed if you run through them backwards with rolling stock attached, sometimes the it doesn't flip until the rolling stock is halfway out there, so it'll kick it around pretty good going through the switches, at least sometimes. That's definitely a thing. And a little bit of stuttering, like I was saying before, definitely is a thing. And it does not matter, like I said, the rig you're on. I know some people with some really high-end rigs that are having that same exact problem. And it's not recording and playing at the same time. It's not that stuff. It just is a performance issue. We haven't exactly nailed down when and how it's happening. It seems like you can start a new save file and not have it for a while, and then it appears to rear its head the more you get out at some point. So, again, not exactly sure what the problem is. We've also kind of taken some notes of performance has definitely changed with the new splines. Have to say, most people have said that their trains are pulling harder than they were before, or at least people who had changed their setups maybe after the fall update or not long before. I myself did not finish converting over to the beta rail until just after the fall update, I think. I guess I'm not exactly sure. I know it was right in there, but I almost think, I'm pretty sure, yeah, sure, because we finished with the Class 48 riding the rail, so it was definitely after the fall update, now that I'm thinking about it. This will be one of the last runs down Windy Road Rail, which is what this whole thing is now nicknamed. But we'll be taking that out and running it pretty much parallel to this one, just to take out some of this wobble and sway that's in here. There is no point for this track to wander the way that it does. That's for sure. So we're not going to do that. Or we are going to do that. I don't know what I said. We're not going to do that. We are going to take that out of here. It's going to go. We're going to go right from where they're nice and tight here to matching them up nice and tight there. That is just going to go away. And I don't know. We'll have enough room out here. We might put something here because we definitely now have a wide enough cut there for something. Maybe even if it's just a log, like a log drop of some sort. For fresh firewood will be the big kicker to get that, and then should be coming up with some sort of building project in here because we do have, you know, a huge swath of trees in here. Which this is the one that I was thinking, you know, botched my performance maybe, is the fact that I really did cut down half a forest across here. And restarting, obviously, I would get the trees back, and I would never probably cut that big huge swath down again. But if nothing else, I guess we could put some pass-through rails through here and just get over to the other side a little faster without having to go to the depot. I had considered that at one point, just haven't got there. We do still have the barn out here, and I know we have some stuff in the barn. I just, honestly, I don't know what stuff's in the barn. I think the Porter Type 2 and the hand car. But then I know I think I have another Climax somewhere too that I'm not exactly sure where that's at. We have had people start commenting and looking at the, you know, what's really the physics behind these splines, because it seems like they kind of do some weird things in between switches. Like, you know, you'll notice you're kind of seemingly bogging down, and then sometimes you go through a switch and all of a sudden it's like you have the real power you should, and then it seems like it bogs down through the turns more and more and more until you hit a switch. At least for some people in some video that I've seen. So I don't know if there's really anything to that, or if it's just kind of perception based on what the rail layout's really doing. I can't say that. I can say overall that we have had a few performance things that clearly we could use some bug updates for. Being that the beta really all was, or at least the track splines have all really supposed to have been about multiplayer performance and performance issues, I guess I wouldn't mind seeing them roll back those last two little updates, because it seemed like everything was running smoother before that. And I don't know if that's something to do with the rendering distance. At least in my opinion, I think it was probably the rendering distance that changed things, but you know, I don't know. I'm just thinking if the game's trying to render stuff even further out than it was before, maybe that's a problem. And you can tell that the track rendering is something's a little spoofy, right? I mean, you only see the rail, and then, you know, there are chunks, obviously, that appear and disappear as you're going. We should have been hitting the brakes. Oh, check that out. Eureka with the brake stops. And then I did hear today from somebody who running the Class 48, and apparently the Class 48, even though it's not supposed to be strong, apparently is pretty obnoxiously strong and can pull some crazy loads currently. Like the tractive effort basically doesn't really mean anything. I heard somebody turn around and tell me today that they were, I think, running 20 or 30 cars or something up a 2% grade with the Class 48. So, well, I haven't looked into it, tested it, or tried it myself. That may definitely be something you would like to take a look at, giving a shot yourself. If it works, it sounds like the Class 48 might be the strongest horse in the stable, if you will, currently. I had somebody tell me it was pulling far more than than a Class 70. So if that's the case, definitely worth a try. Excuse me. Decide between try and shot, but I may be giving that a shot coming up just to see what we can do with it. So there you go. All right, let's see where we're at here. 24,590, and drop that one. We will drop that one. Drop that one, and drop this one. This is my favorite part in the whole game, right there. Watching those barrels rain down on the dock just as fast as they can, and watching that cash pile go. It's great stuff. Looks like we're up to level 9. Not that I don't even know what happens, but I don't think we have, whatever. We need some top tier locomotives. I would like to start the community outcry for a true workhorse locomotive, something that does, I don't know what, but give us something on the big end. All right, so it looks like we came up just shy of 7,000. No, yeah, whatever. Now I don't even remember what it was at. So that's what always happens to me when I check the price of the load. But I know, 32 I think was 32.5, so 36, maybe it's 36,000 and some change, 36.5 ish neighborhood. But that's a pretty good payday for us either way. It gets us up to almost 32,000, and we did it with the Eureka. So I guess with that one, we're gonna call it a heck of a payday and a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Oh, that rhymes. Anyhow, thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.